Me best is an ambivert, which I sometimes an extrovert person. It was proven because I've been living far away from home since high school, nomadally, and it has been 10 years for now. And also, I really likes being surrounded by a lot of people, and it makes me feel charged to meet new people and to being socialized with people. But sometimes I am a very introvert person. Like in a week, I need a day of like just in my room watching Netflix and not see anyone else, just me and myself. Because I don't know. I feel like I need to charge myself with only myself, and I don't need anyone else. So that's from me. Thank you.
Good. Okay, another person. Oh yeah, sorry for interrupting. So while your partner giving you the information about themselves, please try to catch a new vocabularies or a new vocabulary, or maybe you find an expression that might useful for you in a later conversation, so that we can like improve our vocabulary based on our friends answer. Likewise, they might find a new things from or a new information from your explanation. Okay, next. So I choose. Okay, I think Arenal.
Oh yeah, me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe I could say that myself, like the the last person. I'm sorry, I don't know the name, her name. Many people is like to make themselves like uh what we call introvert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I I one of introvert. Like I like to be just with myself in a one situation, maybe in a weekdays, and I hope I don't know, but many of my friends is introvert too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because of our technology. People say that because the technology now make us not like to uh being that we could communicate with others without without see them in real life by
Oh.
online.
Mm-hmm.
uh, I
Okay.
like to see movies or mm, watching anime.
Oh,
Yeah, watching anime. I grow up by them. Read manga,
I see.
but I like to adapt with the but the environment. Like if they like to be an extrovert, I try to adapt with them. But honestly, deeply, I'm an introvert.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
That's all. That's all for me. Thank you.
okay, get you. Okay, next.
Hi,
May
Kak.
I?
Okay,
Me?
go ahead, Kak.
Oh.
Kak Mas Doring ya, please.
Which one?
Oh yeah, okay, Kaniko.
No. Yeah, my
You
turn.
want
Yeah.
to?
My turn ya Kak ya.
Sorry?
My turn ya.
Yeah, you can go or ka Mas Doring. Mas Doring, sorry, but I want to like confirm. I need a confirmation. So should I call you Mas Doring or Doring is your name? Mas is like Mas Kakak or Mas Doring is your full name.
No, Mas Doreng is my complete name. You can call me
Oh, okay.
Mas Do or Ring, whichever is easier.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so I think Nico, you want to start, and then after that, Mas Doring will follow. Your turn.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. Do my voice is clear? Sorry, do my voice clear or not, Kak?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you. It's just like
Well,
a little bit black there.
Well, I think I already introduced myself in WhatsApp, and then okay, so yeah, I will continue. My name is Indra Nico, so you guys may call me Nico or Indra. Is that's okay? Well, I came from Maluku, and I am finally find out myself like as entertainer. You know why I say so, like entertainer. So there is like a kind of personality as like entertain other, and I find that I myself like very easy to make people happy. Okay, and another one is that I am a person like easily to praise other than myself, and that's trouble of mine. And I was like, okay, and the advantage is that I can make, I don't want to, how to say, like difficult to say no with everyone opinion or suggestion, or yeah, whatever is that. But like even for the person that very close with me, like I'm kind of difficult to say no with their opinion or suggestion or something like that. And I think this one is like I find it as a disadvantage of mine, that I need how to say, like I need more time to come on. You have to think about yourself. Like other people, it's important, but yourself is also more important than that, because you have to find happiness. You make people happy, but if you are not happy, it's just like vain, or it's just like nothing. And what else? So some people say like I'm kind of person like humorous or anything. And um, what else? Yeah, I think that's sort of mind about my personality. And right now I uh, living in Makassar, and I just work as private English teacher. So I teach English door to door, because I think this is a flexible job, and I enjoy my freelance job. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, good. I already see that you are a talk active person. Well, explanation. Okay. Next, Kado. Sorry.
All right, it's my turn. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Can everyone hear me clearly at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
all right.
think
So I will start. Before I start, Kak Rizky asked us to introduce ourselves on a advanced way, which I haven't done it before, especially about describing ourselves. For me, describe ourselves is the most difficult thing that, it's like describe people is a lot easier, but describing myself, I even start thinking about it at the moment now. I'll give it a try. But before that, maybe it's like everyone is confused because of my name. I wrote it down, Mas Doreng, which is no one even believed me before, if that's my complete name, but that's the truth. My complete name is Mas Doreng without any space. It's just completely Mas Doreng. You can always call me Mas Dor or Ring, whichever is easier. All right. Back to describing ourselves to introduce myself on that. First of all, I would say that I am a person full of a challenge, to be honest, especially when I find something new, even I already knew about it, because for me, when I have a new challenge, I will keep trying to make it work or even just to finish the challenge. I will say I don't really talk that much, but I love talking. At some point, if I know the idea what they are talking about, then I would love to talk with them as well. But if I don't know, for me, it's better just to keep my mouth shut. Mm, what else? As I said, it's really difficult to describe myself. I'm out
I
of
know.
words now. What else that I need to describe about my personality? I mean, it's like lots of people love to be on their own. So am I. Mostly the time when it's not only on the weekend after having lots of work. Normally, I just take my own time being on the beach, just sitting on my own, listening to music with coffee or something. Well, that will be like kind of a healing for me. I don't like crowded. I prepare to be on the beach, waterfalls, and yeah, mountains. And yeah, if we talk about movie, I have the same hobbies with Mr. Ronaldo. I love anime a lot. I learn a lot from anime, especially maybe it's like he knows about one of the famous anime which calls One Piece. That's one of my favorite anime because I learn a lot from them, especially about relationship, about solidarity from the others, which is like they are having a different purpose on their life, but they are shaping on the same boat, which is really amazing. They can even support their own team with a different purpose on their life. Yeah, I think that's all. I can't really tell much about myself. You guys will probably can easily tell about myself when you meet me, but I'm not a good person who can value myself on who am I. I think that's it from me. It's just like simple one. Oh yeah, it's just I live in Kuta. Maybe it's like Kuta Lombok. It's one of the tourism places at the moment. If you guys want to come, just let me know. Maybe I can give you a great welcome when you arrive. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for your time. And for the next person, maybe who's on. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I play my handphone for a moment because someone is trying to inform me that she's no longer stay in the Zoom because of the connection and couldn't rejoin. Sorry. Sorry for that. Okay, next, who we have here?
Esther.
Okay, go ahead, Esther.
Thank you for the time. Hello, everyone. I am Esther. I'm from East Nusa Tenggara. One thing that describes me is maybe I could say that I am a public introvert, but private extrovert as well. So when I can be a person that talk too much when I'm with my safe circle, but when I meet a stranger or in a formal situation, I can be very shy or can be really careful in choosing words. Currently, I work as a veterinarian, and I am concerned in now. Recently, I have a concern in wildlife animal. So I really love nature. So if you guys, and I love hiking as well. So if you guys have the same interest, maybe you can text me. We can make a small discussion about nature, wildlife, animal, or hiking, or maybe in the future we can hike together. I think it would be nice. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Esther. Next. Septi, you wanna go?
Oke, Kak. Am I audible, Kak?
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Septi. I'm from West Sumatra, Padang City. And I'm fresh graduate from UIN Padang in English education major. I'm a person who are concerned about education, especially English education, because we know that in Indonesia, the English proficiency is still in low level, so that my friends and I founded kind of social community, and we teach some students around Indonesia to improve the English together. So it's basically not teaching, but sharing together with others. And because others talking about introvert and extrovert, uh, uh, I'm gonna say that I'm a typical of extrovert person, but if my confidence is low, like right now, I'll be an introvert person. But if maybe some people will wondering like, how could you say that you are an English student, but you are not confident to speak English gitu. But yeah, I'm still struggle about my confidence. So that's why since I senior high school, I joined debate competitions to improve my ability and also my confidence. And also like Kak siapa tadi? Kak Nico, that he said that he is a kind of entertainer, and I'm also like him because I love to make kind of humors and kind of jokes around my circle with my friends and something like that. And after that, when I come home, I will be so exhausted because my energy is already spent outside. And also, besides, I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. So if you guys a Potterhead also, maybe we can have a conversation about that. I think enough sih, Kak. Thank you.
Okay. And who else? Kak Ihda?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ihda. I'm from Tangerang City. So am I the only one from Java Island? Because I don't see. I mean, my friends seems like from outside Java Island. So I don't know how to describe myself, but based on my brother's complaints about me in my home, because maybe because I'm the first child, so yeah, I'm like, you know, bringing up my brothers. They like my children like that, and every day I'm very talkative to them, and they said that you are very it's not you are not fun for us because my brother, I'm the first child and I'm the only woman. I'm the only I'm the only, what do I say, girl in my family. And yeah, if I can describe me, maybe I like Kak Ros from Upin Ipin. Yeah, like that. So my brothers like, yeah, misunderstanding about my love for them. And about my study, I'm I'm not kind of outstanding student, I think, but I'm very grateful because I get a scholarship for all my study since I was senior high school. And my major is Arabic language and literature. And I want to be Arabic translator. I don't know why. Maybe because I just can't this language. And I try to learn English to broaden my knowledge about foreign language and how foreign language affect our country positively. And if I look Indonesia, the majority of citizen is Muslims, but Arabic language is not familiar with them. While religious texts and Quran, for example, they read and they learn from it, but without Arabic language knowledge, they can misinterpret about the meaning, about the true meaning of the religious texts and Quran. So yeah, I got many problems about maybe wrong translation from Quran translation or religious texts that teach or taught in Islamic institution. And this is a very dangerous if we just continue with this problem without any solution. So yeah, that's for me. And nice to see you guys and nice to meet you guys. I'm sorry, my speaking is annoying. So please encourage me to speak English more fluently and more fluent and write English better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The last one, I think we have Kak Happy.
Okay, thank you, Kak Kiki. I introduce myself. My name is Happy Rosarina. You can call me Happy. Right now, I still study in Yogyakarta. I still learn about English because I'm from small village in the past. I'm not really study English well when I'm in the general high school. So I just have a minimal English learning. But when I want to continue my study, I took English class. And then right now, I hope next time I can have contribution to our country. So I hope I can study there. Thank you for this opportunity to join this class. Thank you.
Okay. So I think I'm
Kak,
gonna move to. Mhm.
Kak Kiki, okay. Could I introduce myself first?
Oh, sorry, Kak Kartika.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, Kak.
This time I realized that you there, and I already know about you, so that you don't have to like explain what you're saying like that. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Kak Kiki. So I'm the last but not the least person. So
Oh,
hi
sorry.
guys. My name is Katika. You can call me Tika actually. I'm now a pharmacist. I first graduate of pharmacist degree. And actually, because everyone say the personality is must include the three personality: introvert, extrovert, and maybe ambivert. So I will choose my personality. Maybe I'm introvert person. I'm always the wallflower person when attend the event, but that doesn't mean I'm not being like hate to know people. I'm actually friendly. Some people say I'm friendly, but yeah, when the topic is not my cup of tea or my piece of cake, I will be quiet. So I thrive on deep conversation where I feel a strong connection with someone. But I love speaking rather than writing because I have problem with grammatical error, something like that. And yeah, hopefully it will be fun to learn together as we know that we are maybe just dying for studying IELTS. So yeah, thank you, Kak.
Okay. I just want to make sure you mentioned about lower flower or low follower. Low follower.
Oh, wallflower.
Okay. Okay, so I think we are good to go to IELTS speaking part 1 information that I provide here. Anything you want to ask to your friends before I start my presentation? It's not a presentation. I think it's just like a starting session about speaking part 1 so that we have a basic information, the prior knowledge about speaking part 1 that might be useful for you in your real IELTS test. Okay. I don't think that I have to like slideshow because I have some notes under the presentation. Okay, you guys have any question for anyone here before I move?
Not yet.
Okay, I think you're good. Okay, so
One question.
okay, go ahead.
I'm not really clearly from the last person, Kartika. I would like to ask for the last sentence you said. Did you say like dying from the standing AYOS or what? What was it?
Okay, Kartika, you wanna put the word in the chat?
Did you just say dying from standing IELTS or what is it? I can't really.
No, it's dying for study of IELTS.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. All right, it's all good then. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so who are not or haven't ever taken IELTS before?
Me.
Okay. Okay, so
Hey. Haven't taken, right?
Haven't taken
Yeah.
IELTS. Okay, so for speaking part 1, actually it is for the introduction and interview, and it is a quite short, not quite short, but like if you try to find an overview about speaking part 1, usually they say that this part for speaking part 1 is a short answer discussion, so you don't have to provide a long sentence, a long answer. Instead, you just have to make sure that you answer the question directly, and you extend your answer by giving 3 to 4 support arguments. So here I write down short answer means like you give 3 until 5 sentences in your sorry, in your explanation. So it will last about 4 until 5 minutes in total, but I suggest you to maintain your answer around 30 seconds to 1 minute for each question. Why? Because it helps you to not give the good impression, but kind of you try to let's say save your point, because this is the most, I could say, like, this is the easiest part of speaking IELTS. So you not want to make a lot of mistakes in this part. And the question here is also easy to understand because it's only about yourself, information that related to yourself, but sometimes you will be given some question that unpredictable at all. For example, you might be asked about let's say about jeans, like that kinds of product, or you will be asked about a sort of communication tools or something like that. But usually you can answer based on your personal perspective. So you can use like the verse pronoun, which I mean, I, myself, me. Sorry about that. And then for speaking part 1, usually the examiner will start by ask about yourself. Why I asked you before that you need to give one or point out one personality that you have. That's how you try to impress or give the first impression or take the first impression from the examiner. That's the way you can gain a good score for your speaking part 1. Okay, so please, when you are asked about, when the examiner try to try to ask you about yourself, for example, please tell me about yourself. Please try to not start by giving your name, but mention about one thing that outstanding from yourself. For example, when I come to the test, what we call it, like the interviewing room, and then the examiner usually they say hi, and then they ask for your identity card. So we assume that they already know what our names, or in this case my names, based on the identity card, so that you don't have to re-mention your name. Instead, you can say, when they ask you, tell me a little bit about yourself. Well, I consider myself as a talkative person, for example. That's because blah, blah, blah. So again, you don't have to start by giving your name, because they already read your name through your identity card. So I try to put some tips to do in speaking part 1. So you might have to listen carefully to the question that the examiner gives to you. So if you are not really clear with the question, you have some tips to do. You can ask them for repetition or repeat the question. I'm sorry, pardon me, I didn't get it clearly. Sorry, would you mind to repeat the question? Or I'm sorry, please say it again. You can say something like that if you are not really clear with the question. And remember, you have to extend your answer. Start by answering the question, and then after that, you give 2 or 3 or like 4, but not too long, explanation about your answer. Please try to use that templates so that you can manage your time well. in your speaking part 1, speaking part 2, and speaking part 3. And also these tips can be applicable in writing. So start by your main idea or answer the question, and then you give further explanation or extension answer. And then use expressions, linking board idioms and filler. Filler, I think like most of you already know about the fillers because we use it almost like during the conversation with other people. Like, but remember you are, you will be marked for your filler. So be careful in answering one question. You might just use filler for 3 times. So like you make a hesitation, pause for 3 times. Otherwise, you will have like not low score, but mark that might affect your score. And then continue speaking even if you make mistake. So as long as I know, if you keep going explaining about your answer, you will aim 5. Yeah, you will aim 5 for the score. But if you not answering the question, or you are not extend your answer or your explanation, or you are making a long pause when you are explaining about your answer, you will mark like low score for that. And then create a good first impression. I already explained about that before. And then pretend you are interested in the question. So for that, you can use your gestures to show your interest in what were discussed about. So for example, you show your you try to like showing your excitement by smiling or like by make your eyes wider, and then you have to usually remember that people, especially American people, they like to like talk to you with eye contact as well. So please try to make an eye contact, even though you might feel a little bit unconfident, uncomfortable, and then might be shy to maybe shy a little, but when you are trying to look at other people's eyes, but that's a manner. So please try to do eye contact if you are speaking with other people. And then the last thing is practice, practice, practice. That's a cliche, but that's the only way. You have to practice to make it perfect. Oh yeah, another thing that how to extend your answer. I think I put it here. You might can read in the screen that extend your explanation by answering question in your mind using 5W H question word. So for example, if you have a question, let me just one question here. For example, if you have question, would you mind telling me about yourself? Okay, you think in your mind, maybe you want to, what is it? Why? And then how? So for example, would you mind telling me about yourself? Yeah, of course. I think I'm a talkative person. That's because my friends usually blah, 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 blah. And then I think it will still blah, blah, blah. So that's for how. And then another example, what's your biggest dream? What is it? Why? When? And then how? How you gonna make it happen? What is the dream? When you will start to build the career path to reach your dream or to achieve your dream. And then why you choose that as your biggest dream instead of other jobs, for example. So that's how you extend your answer. And then for the don'ts, I think it's also clear information that you just avoid to answer by yes or no. That's like a big forbidden, a big don't for English. I mean, like for IELTS test, and then never go off topic. If you think that you are not sure about the topic that being discussed and you don't want to talk about that because that might be a sensitive topic for you, you can alter or you can try to maneuver the context based on your preference. I will give you example. For example, would you mind telling me about yourself? And then you think that why I should give you the information about myself to you? Who are you? So you can say that, would you mind telling me about yourself? I think I don't really know who I am. So maybe I want to tell you about the person that I am admire, that I want to have a personality or a character similar to him or her, something like that. And then you start to talk about that person, not yourself. So you are not the center of the topic being discussed. And for example, another thing is, in which ways are you similar to your friends? And you don't really understand. I mean, like you don't really have any ideas about that. So you can try to alter that question. For example, again, the question, in which ways are you similar to your friends? And then, oh, that's an interesting question. I haven't had that in my mind, but maybe I can point out something that I think similar to my parents, for example, like that. So you start to talk about your similarities with your parents instead of your friends, because you have no idea what your friend's personality that come and share with you. Okay. And then speak very quietly. So please try to avoid this one, even though you are shy, or even though you have a self-consciousness about a specific topic, please try to remember that it is an examination. So you might want the examiner catch what your answer or what your ideas. So please speak louder and then clearer. And then the last one, be a perfectionist. You don't have to be a perfectionist in IELTS tests because everyone make mistakes, and there's no like perfect score. Of course, you can aim a perfect score like 9 for speaking, but keep in mind that there's nobody is perfect, so that make mistake during your test is like acceptable. And I mean, by having that in your mind, you will have, I think, sorry. So the thing that I want to the thing that I want to you guys to know is, by knowing that nobody is perfect, when you are making a mistake, you will keep going, like keep answering the question. Because sometimes when people are too perfectionist, when they make mistake, they feel upset with themselves, and then they stop to continue the test. I have some friends that did that in their real test because of they are too perfectionist with their mindset. So yeah, be careful with that. Okay, I think I talk too much. You have any question? Please let me know so that we can move to practice. Any question?
Vicky,
Uh-huh.
can you share the material after this meeting?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Since I already told you about some do and don'ts for speaking part 1. I want to try to give you some questions, and then please give me answers. Please give me answer by applying the rules or the do's, and then avoid to do the don'ts. Okay, for speaking part 1. The question still related to your personal information. Oh yeah, but before that, I have some notes here. Later on, when I share this material through our WhatsApp group, you might want to see this. But I want to highlight some here that I put here. Okay, so I forgot. Who shared the information first?
Kak
Oh my
Maul,
God.
Maulida.
Oh yeah,
Maulida, Kak.
Kamal, yeah. Kamal mentioned about nomadently. So nomaden is Indonesian language. So you might alter that with nomadically. So I could say that I'm a nomadically person. I like to have a dynamic life. So I tend to be a nomadic person. So not nomaden, but nomadic. And then some, I think, oh yeah, Kak Mas Doring, yeah, Kak Mas Doring. Mas Doring said that, oh sorry, not Mas Doring. I think that's Nico. Difficult to say no. You can say like, I'm a person who hard to refuse an order. Hard to refuse an order. And then that's some perks of my personalities. So you want to say that that's sort of my personalities, you can alter that with perk of my personalities. And then I think there is a person that mentioned about find it challenging is exciting. I think that's Mas Doring. So you might want to change that with adventurous. I'm an adventurous person. And then I think Esther mentioned about I'm a shy person or something like that. So you are careful with word that you choose. So you might use self-consciousness. I have a self-consciousness. I'm mindful. I'm a mindfulness person. And then level of confidence. I think that's mentioned by people that aim to say when my confidence is low, I think that's safety, right? So you might want to use level of confidence. When my level of confidence is getting lower, I blah blah blah. And then I think that's Ihida said that her brother said that she's kind of person that really like to bother other people. So you might want to change that with annoying person. They say that I'm annoying person because I like to bother them or disturb their activity or something like that. And then this one is make themselves. Be careful, you are not making someone. Okay, so try to avoid using make themselves, but maybe you want to say like save them personality or affect their personality, encourage their personality, influence their personality instead of make themselves. The only almighty God that can make people, right? So be careful, don't use make. And then for any part in speaking IELTS, please try to avoid saying okay or like you give kind of question to the examiner like okay, you know what, something like that. Please try to avoid that. And then saying thank you, please try to also avoid saying thank you, like thank you for the question. Instead you can say that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. Or yeah, you try to like give your showing your interest but you are not allowed to saying thank you for every question that they give to you. And then I think purpose, you might want to, I think that's mastering. You might want to try to find how to pronounce purpose to make sure that you are have a like proper pronounce for this word. And then the advantages, not the advantages, but the advantages. And then I'm also like him, be careful. It can be a biased sentence. It might ambiguity, it might have an ambiguity inside this answer, because some might think that you are having an interest upon him, for example. So instead, you can say, I also have the same personality. I have a common personality with him or her, or we have a common personality. We share the similar personality, or we share the common personality. You can say that. And when you use also and besides, like in a line, please try to avoid that. You just have to like use one of them, choose one, also or besides, because they have the same meaning. That's also happen when you use and also. And for additional information, also for additional information. So and also consider as a repetition, but still acceptable, but you might want to avoid that. And then if I look Indonesia, I'm not sure, you might want to try to like find this through the website, how you call Indonesian people, Indonesian or Indonesia people, with N or without N. And then, oh yeah, this one, main spoken language. So whatever you want to explain that this language, for example, a language is a main spoken language spoken by people in general in your country. So for example, I think that's that's Ida. Like you mentioned about, even though like people in Indonesia, they are dominantly by Muslim people, Arabic is not the main spoken language. You can say like that to make your answer more advanced, let's say. And then I'm still studying in Yogyakarta. I think this is I forgot.
Happy.
Oh, Happy.
Yeah.
Happy say that I still study in Yogyakarta. You forgot to use the verb. I think
Okay.
I think that's a common problem that we have here. So I have some notes here while you speak. Not only Happy, but most of us sometimes forget to use the verb agreement or make a mistake about the verb agreement. I think like the participant who's studying English, they really know about this, like how important verb in our sentence, because that makes you not having a perfect sentence, but a right or a proper sentence. Okay, or correct sentence. And then I'm from small village in the past. So it means be careful by using in the past, because in the past mean that you are no longer stay there and you are not going to go back to that place, at least for in the near future. So be careful in using in the past. And then minor in minor English basics. So for example, you want to say that I only know like a surface information about English. Sorry, my alarm. So you might want to use minor English basic. You can take a look at this screen or this part after the class. Now we move to practice. But before that, maybe you have any question? Okay. There is no question. Good. So now I will randomly pick someone from this group to answer the question. Remember what do and don'ts, what do and don'ts that we have to consider about speaking part 1. I will start from, wait, participant. Okay, I will start from Kak Ihda.
Oh, I'm sorry. My connection is unstable.
It's fine. You can turn off your camera. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you repeat?
Okay, I haven't started any question
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Okay, so Kak Ihda, how do you describe? Oh no, that's already. Sorry, I'll pick another question. Okay, what's your biggest dream?
Well, it's interesting question for me. My biggest dream is being translator, uh, especially Arabic translator, because in my country in Indonesia, uh, there is a little translator, I mean sworn translator in Arabic. So I want to be this kind of profession, and I want to make people aware about Arabic. So
Okay.
they get the training.
Okay. So Kak Ida, I consider that your answer is too long for Spain part 1, and then you make some repetition. So I want you to make it more compact. I will come back to you with the same question. So try to reconstruct your statements. So I will come back to you after I have a conversation with others with the same question.
With the same idea?
Yeah.
With the same answer, I mean?
The same answer, the same idea, not the same answer, the same ideas, but like more compact answer.
Okay.
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 Okay, Kaniko, what about you? What's your biggest dream?
Okay. Well, one of my biggest dreams is that being an English lectures in my village, because I consider that English is still being the hardest in my village. So therefore, if I become an English teacher in the future, I can share my knowledge to the young generation, and I can teach them. I make them become like good at English, and they can speak very well. Um, well, that's all. I hope it's great.
Okay, that's all? Okay. Okay, so be careful with your intonation, your rhythm when you are speaking, so that people can have people can have kind of sign that you are already there in the end of your speech. So be careful with your rhythm, your intonation. So for example, when you were finishing like when you were finishing your sentence, I was lost the intonation. That is why I like still waiting for the extension answer. So be careful with that. And then be sure you want to say lectures, lecturer, or lecture. So I bet you want to say like English. I want to be an English lecturer, not lectures, because I heard the S sound. That's also one thing that we have to concern about in speaking IELTS. Plural and singular is really, really easily to affect your score. So a sound sometimes is a big problem here. And then when you use so, after that you're following by therefore, which they have similar meaning, right? So yeah, so you have to choose one of them instead of using both, and then be sure about knowledge, how to pronounce knowledge. And I think you use a natural filler, but please remember that in speaking part 1, because it is, I mean, like generally people consider that this part is easier part of speaking. So you might want to avoid using a lot of filler in speaking part 1. So try to manage it. I think that's a habit. I mean, like when we speak, or when we are in a conversation with people, we kind of thinking about what ideas that we have in our mind, and then we translate from Indonesian to English in this time. So sometimes we use filler a lot, but you have to try to practice to avoid using them a lot. Okay. Okay. So next, I think I'll go to Mas Doring. So Mas Doring, sorry.
Yeah.
Is that okay if we have a conversation when you have that sound? Is okay? Okay. So my question for you is, are you similar or different to your brother or sister?
Sorry.
Are you similar or different to your brother or sister?
Thank you so much for the question. That's something that I want to talk as well. It's about family again, which is like always nice to talk about. If you ask me about the similarity of me and my brothers and sisters, I will say I'm completely different with them in mostly the way, because actually talking about the similarity about me and my brothers, it started when I was junior high school. Both my brothers had their school at home. It's just which is close by to my hometown, and my school was a bit different. I went to an Islamic boarding school, which is far from home, and I have to stay there, which is a lot far from, I mean, it's like, which is really far from my house. And being far from your parents when you were a kid, it's also bring a different mindset on your life, I will say, because actually when you are living in your own hometown, normally you will always be having the same mindset with what people around you, and that is something different that I have with my brothers. When I was junior high school till I was senior high school, I found lots of different mindset from people around me, especially about how to live on your own and how to handle things on your own being without having your parents helping you out on that. Uh, that brings like a different things, different mindset with my brothers. So mostly here in Kuta, we had like kind of the traditional way in life as well about managing things. Yeah, like managing things, having some party, for example. My brothers, most of them having like a different way of using a traditional way on arranging that. And then I personally don't even care about it. For me, as long as it's simple, I personally more concerned about my kids' education in the future, not about how big are we going to hold a party in my village. But in my brother's side, they always think about, I want to make like, I want to held a big party in my village for my kids. So it's like everyone say, oh, you have such a great party and stuff like that, blah blah blah. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
But for me, it's like that will be a different mindset. I always think about education more than traditional in life. That makes me really different with my brothers.
Okay,
Yeah.
you might
Yeah.
wanna reconsider your answer, because remember, this is speaking part 1, and then you don't have to provide a long answer. Or
I
if
see.
you have, be careful with that. Or if
Thank you.
you have like more than an idea for your answer, for example, like you have two different and you have two similarities, you have two differences and two similarities. So you might want to use an additional linking word. This is important for all of us. So
Mhm.
for example, when you want to say like, I think we share two common things or two similarities, and then we also have two differences. The first for the similarities is this, and then the second is this. While for the differences, this and this. So you straight to the point. That's the speaking part 1 rules. So be careful, not stick to the rules, but like go to the point.
Yeah.
Go to the point. You have to like extend your answer, but remember, it's only a supportive argument, so you don't have to like
Mhm.
blend it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also one of the best way to avoid you to make a lot of mistakes. Okay. Okay, we'll try to like have that again later on. Thank you, Mas Doring. And next,
Sama-sama.
Kak Kartika.
Yes, Kak.
Okay, Kak Kartika. What are you liking the most about your mom's personality or your parents' personality?
Okay, I like my mother, the caring person. She is live without thinking about the others one, so it will be happy to be her child, of course. And then the most important one is, about caring and the loved one, because she is very loved to their child, and without doubt, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you might want to try to recheck through Google Translate or any dictionary. Is it you like about her caring person, or you like about her caring side, or you like her because of her careness to others? Okay. Okay, that's the thing. Thank you, Kak Renaldo.
Yeah.
Okay, so in which ways are you similar to your friends?
I similar to my friends, like, because I had talk about the about the introvert things. So we had same we share this common personalities. That's why I could say that we share the introvert things. We like to read mangas, we like to watching anime, and some of our favorite films are the same.
Okay.
And we like to caring others.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Happy?
Yes.
What about you? In which ways are you similar to your friends?
Pardon?
In which ways are you similar to your friends?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I similar with my friend that are introvert person, and I care with the others. Maybe personality. I'm not have much to describe, but I care on the others like my friends. Thank you.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you. Next, Esther. So, Esther, how would you describe your bad personalities?
I think I would say that my bad personalities is procrastination, because I think I tend to procrastinate everything that I already write on my notes, like or for simply I will snooze my alarms in the morning just for wake up in the morning. So I think it is one of my bad personalities that I think I have to overcome it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Next, Septi. I'll come back with the feedbacks after all have the turn. Okay, Septi.
Yes, Kak.
Okay. So, in which ways are you similar to your parents?
Okay, that's a good questions. I think the things that I similar to my parents is humble. I love to, if my parents my parents teach me to always like respect and humble to others, like our neighbors, our friends, and our relatives. And because yeah, sometimes I do not like to ask person in the street or something like that. My parents always uh, give me kind of advice that you have to ask person and say hello and something like that. And but yeah, in campus and schools, I'm typically person who are humble to all of my friends, teachers, and also sellers in my canteen.
Okay. Next, the last one, Kamaulida. Yeah, Kamaulida. Okay, so Kamaul, what's your biggest dream? Hello, Kamaulida.
Yeah, it's my yes.
Okay, so what's your biggest dream?
Well, it's very interesting question since everyone is the most asking question by everyone who actually made me a long time. So my biggest dream becoming a public policymaker. So, and I also like to solving problems. Could be become the problem solver as a public policymaker.
Okay, I'm sorry, but your connection is not stable enough so that some of your answer I couldn't hear it clearly. But
Sorry, Kak.
yeah, you might wanna retry.
Okay, should I retry?
Okay,
The
go ahead.
answer?
We lost you.
Okay, I'm almost there right now. My voice clear.
Yeah, it's sometimes clear, but sometimes you are
Does it
unconnected.
sounds clear or still unstable?
Now it's clear. Okay, now it's not. Hello, Kamalida. Okay. Okay, it's fine. I think we can wait for Maulida's connection to get better. I want to share with you guys for like overall, for the overall feedbacks. Like
Okay, I'm
okay.
back.
Okay, Kamal, you
Welcome.
still remember your question?
Yes, I still remember.
Okay.
Well, it is the most askable question people ask me. So my biggest dream in my life is become a problem solver or as a policy health maker in my country, especially in my region, because as I realized during college, I actively involved in several organizations and I love solving problems that actually existed. So that's my biggest dream is become a problem solver. Maybe it's odd from for anyone else, but it's something that interests my life. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'll give a quick feedbacks from us during remember that saying thank you for the question in all of us have to like reconsider this habit. Remember that when the examiner give you a question, you have to try to avoid to saying thank you. Instead, you can say like, that's an interesting question. I'm so excited about the question. Let me think first. Like for example, like that. But you don't have to say thank you. And one thing that I forgot to tell you guys is about paraphrasing. So wait, how can I share screen this? Okay, so how to construct the answer? The first thing you have to concern about is answer the question directly in a short answer by yes, yes I do, yes I don't, of course, definitely, without doubt, something like that. Or you can make your own context. Let's say, for example, when the question is, what's your biggest dream? And you can say that who here that haven't had planning about their future career. For me, if it's come to a biggest dream, I would say that blah blah blah. That's context. So you're making a context, or you just answer it shortly. So for example, for this question, what's your biggest dream? You can say, oh, I want to be, oh, definitely a problem solver. That's because blah blah blah. So that's the difference between making a context and then give a short answer. And then you have to paraphrase. Try to avoid to repeat the question. What's your biggest dream? My biggest dream is that's so not an IELTS typical answer. So instead, you can say, well, for my future career, I think I want to be blah blah blah. Or you can say like, when you give the short answer, actually you do that thing, paraphrasing without making a context. So you avoid to make a repetition. So you can use that trick. Avoid to making a context. Instead, you will, otherwise you will making a repetition. Or you can choose to directly give only the short answer to avoid repetition. Hopefully I'm clear with that. So like, for example, the question, in which ways are you similar to your friends? Me and my friends share the caringness side as a human beings. And I think that's a common, not a common thing, but like that's similar things that we have. You can say that, or you can like directly mention, oh, I have a friend that like, oh, I forgot I forgot the word. You might ever heard about doppelganger? What is that? Anyone here remember that word?
Doppelganger.
Yeah, I think that's the word. So like, you are the copy of someone else. You can use that word. Yeah, you can use that word. So you mention your friend's name, and that he is or she is a doppelganger of me. So for example, like that. And then you give your first support argument, second argument, and then conclusion if you still able to manage to make a conclusion. So for example, which question? In which ways are you similar to your friends? I think, let's say Esther is my doppelganger because that's my first argument. Because she is a kind of ambivert, so am I. And then you move to the second. For example, we ever blah, blah, blah. Or for example, when we are in this situation, we blah, blah, blah. And then you make a conclusion. So I think she is a person that has similar characteristic with me. So for example, like that for the conclusion. So you might want to use this template, answer the question by giving a short answer or the context, and then you have to paraphrase your answer, especially the first line of your answer, and then first super argument, the second super argument, and the conclusion. That's applicable for all the answer. I'm like, yeah, that's applicable. It doesn't mean that you have to usually follow that template. You might want to like make it more flexible, but keep in mind that speaking part one is a short answer question and then short discussion. So you don't have to provide a long answer, sorry. And then I also put in here like both my brothers. It depends on the context. When you want to say like both of my brothers are blah, blah, blah as a subject, you might want to reconsider that word. So please put off between both and my brothers. Or it doesn't mean that when you say like both my brothers is incorrect, like that's incorrect as that's a correct for like if you think based on the meaning, but for the grammar, I think you have to like put off between both and my brothers. I'm not let's say I'm not good in teaching English because I'm not having an English background, but that's what I know from learning about grammar. So instead of saying both of my brothers, you might want to use like both of my brothers. And then what about, and how to pronounce wood, like wood, kayu, instead of wood without L. L is a silent word, a silent letter, sorry. And then Kartika, I think it's also a habit. When I give you question, you tend to answer by saying, okay. Please try to like practice to avoid that. And then about her caring side. I already talked about that. Ronaldo, I think you have the idea already, but how you want to construct that idea into a sentence, you sometimes think a lot about the word. I might be like incorrect with this assumption, but maybe because of you think a lot about the word, the proper word that you might want to use in your speaking, that is why you are making a hesitation a lot in your answer. Be confident, be comfortable by practicing. I think you can improve this, or you might want to start by like putting your ideas inside your mind into something that you write about. So you might to like try that. I mean, you can use that trick. You try to write what you are thinking. That might help you in answering question. But of course, for like IELTS test, you never have the chance to write down your answer. But for practice, you can use that trick. And then we are introvert person. I think happy you forget about the verb. It's not only one time you made a mistake, but you mostly your sentences were lack of verb. So be careful with that. And then be careful with the others. I think that's I put it on. I note it down because you also forget about how to construct this in a proper sentence. So be careful how to construct a good sentence. I think the problem is about grammar, and let's see, we might fix it by the end of this session. And then, okay, my bad personalities, I think, oh yeah, because you said my bad personalities, but you follow it by is. So that's the problem. Be careful with the verb agreement. And then I have to overcome. Verb two, you usually like the verb that follow to in general, it should be verb one or verb is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an English teacher. Oh, I think I'm under pressure here because I have a lot of people who are undergraduated from English department. So correct me if I'm wrong. And then for safety, that's a good question. For the first, please try to remember that for the speaking part one, you might want to again avoid to use that's an interesting question. That's a good question. For the first question, especially because I just give you like one example. In my class, one of my class, people will laugh when you are replying the lecturer question by, oh, that's a good question. Oh, that's an interesting question. I mean, you might want to use it. It's not a big problem for you. It's not make you sounds not have that language and knowledge, but you might want to reconsider to use it repetitively. And then our friends and relatives, I put it down, I noted it down because you say that our relative and then for our friends and our relatives, you might want to avoid repetition for ours. And then for Kamal, I think very and the most is quite similar. So you just have to choose one, and then it is becoming, not it's become, because that's considered as double verb when you say it's become. And then organization, again, that's for plural and singular problems. So you might want to make sure that you mean several organizations or several corporations. several firms or several organizations without S. Remember that singular plural is like common mistake that people made in IELTS test, but it aims or it's really affect your score. Okay, any question? I think we are not gonna make all these slides, but you can take a look for some word that I put here. For example, like when people ask you about your personality, you can say like, I'm a dreamer, I'm an early bird, I'm a night owl, I'm a nerd, something like that. I'm a person who really easily to get angry. So you can say like, I'm a person who easily to grin with envy, grin with anger. Like you are so emotional. And it's kind of question that you can use. This is vocabulary. There's some question about that. This is about hometown. And then please try to like by yourself. Oh my God. By yourself, please try to answer this question that I put here using this template, or you want to like use your own template, but remember that not too long answer. Not too long answer for speaking part 1. Okay, any question? I think we run out of time already, but we are waiting for others. Okay. Ada pertanyaan silahkan. If you have any question, please just let me know. Or if you want to like correct me, I'm open to any advice. Any thoughts?
I don't know what to ask.
Oh, really? It means like it is clear or it's too confused.
It's a little bit confusing, but I can have it soon. I'll just have a look on the syllabus and everything later.
Okay, so
I wrote everything. Maybe it will be good for practicing practice in the future. I already wrote it down, but I don't know what to ask, to be honest. Maybe if I have a question, I'll just type it on the group later.
Okay.
That's all for me. Yeah,
Hopefully,
thank you.
hopefully that's not me that make you confused. Or is it me? My explanation is not really clear.
No, it's all good. It's my first time
I see.
on this IELTS, so it's a little bit something new for me. So it's a little bit confusing, but it's all good, to be honest. I wrote mostly the things, the points, and I will have a look later. If I have question, I will ask on the group. Is that okay?
Okay, cool.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
That's fine. Okay, so for anyone here who might familiar with TOEFL, I just want to say that IELTS is totally different if you compare to TOEFL. So yeah, good in TOEFL doesn't mean you good in IELTS. Good in IELTS doesn't mean you good in TOEFL.
I'm not good on both.
I think I mean like based on the review, you have like already in their position level for English, but maybe it is because it's IELTS that makes you confused with the how it flows. Okay, another thought or things that you want to share. Okay, I don't think that we have to wait for others people because Kak Akan haven't replied my chat. Maybe they have like a very good conversation there. So, okay, it's okay. Okay, so you want to end this meeting right now, or you still have a question or advice? We are all good. I assume that we are all good.
Me, all good.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so
Sorry,
Mhm.
I want to ask something. If we, in the next meeting, are we going to learn this session again, or we go to the next session?
Okay, so if you look at the syllabus, every week we will have different topic to be covered. So I think next week we will have writing task 1. Yeah, we'll have writing task 1.
I read before, so I don't get the syllabus.
Sorry?
I haven't seen the syllabus.
Sorry, I'm not clear with that.
I haven't seen the syllabus.
Oh, so you haven't ever joined us?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a new syllabus that we established for aiming more and more, like, let's say, better result for the participant. So before we only have speaking, but this time for LIT season 1 we have speaking and writing. So in each week you will have different topics. So for the first meeting you will have speaking, and then second meeting you will have writing task 1, and then the next meeting you will have speaking part 2, the next meeting you will have writing. That's kind of thing. We will repeat that rhythm, and then we also have progress tests in between to see that you have a progress already, and then we also have a final test after, only for speaking and writing. If you want to learn about reading and listening, or you might want to know about the tips and trick that I use or my other friends use, you might chat me privately, or you can like ask through the group. Okay. Oh yeah, for the next meeting you will have your own tutor, so I might not see you guys. You might be with other tutors. Let's see. Yeah.
But thank you for
Yeah, it's okay, fine. Okay, another final thought. Oh, what about the time? You guys are good with the time? I mean, like, if we start around 90:40 and 90:30.
I might afraid if sometimes I can join.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes I have work to do.
I see, I understand. You might want to let us know in advance if you are not going to come to the class, so that we can like prepare who are the participants that we have to handle in each week. Okay.
Okay.
Just letting us know. All right. Final thought? No? Feel good? Okay. Okay, so if you still have any question that you don't want to really share here, you have my number, you have our groups. Please feel free to bring up your ideas there or your question there, so that I can give answer there. Okay, so I think that's enough for today. Thank you for participating, and thank you for having me. And anything else in my thought that I don't have to share? Okay, I will see my month now, and then see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
guys.
Kak.
Bye.